welcome to floor day. We have all the ceilings and sidewalls stripped, insulations out, all the screws are put away. Today we're going to start ripping up the subfloor, which is going to be the rubber matting and the 3/4 inch plywood underneath. We hear it's supposed to be pretty heavy, so we're going to try a couple different tactics on it. We'll see what works.
Alright, so we have removed all of the seats, which is super satisfying. And of course we have this one last stubborn little booger here that will not come out, and it is held by one bolt back in here, and we cannot get it out. Yay!
Alright, so for this stuck bolt that we have, we were going to just angle grind it off, but we got this breaker bar and the 1/2 inch that meets the bolt head. When we put it on and put a little elbow grease into it, we can now get it free. So now Erin has the ability to go under, and we can now remove it because it should be loosened now.
Oh, I had to go under again?
Yeah.
I mean, yay!
Under you go.
I really thought that I was not gonna have to go under the bus today, but it turns out I have to go under the bus today. So here I go, under the bus.
Yeah!
Yes!
Last piece! Woo!
Yes! It is now officially clear. Alright, so we're kind of at a standstill right now, and we're super frustrated and a little emotionally drained, so wanted to document the struggle. But we've got a ton of really rusty strip screws right now, so it is delaying our floor removal. We've gotten most of the ceiling done except for where the seatbelt area is, but we're really delayed on the floor, and we cannot get the strip screws out. So we're just a little frustrated, and yeah, there's just problem after problem after problem, but we just gotta keep fixing it and figuring it out. So we'll get there. We'll still right
there. Super frustrating day yesterday, but we got some sleep, we got some good food. So we're back at it today. We have a new strategy. We have a much bigger crowbar, we have a huge sledgehammer, and these floors are gonna come up whether they like it or not.
Alright! Now we can actually start ripping this throne up! Woohoo!
It's a throne. It's not Game of Thrones. It's Game of Floors.
Alright, we can start ripping up! Coming at you, floors! It's so good. It's so good. We did it! The floors are all out. That really heavy plywood is gone. All the black rubber matting is gone. We have angle grinded any remaining screws so the floor is completely flat and down to the bus's original metal frame. It was a lot of work. We are super physically drained, but we are so happy that this is up and there's not that many big rust spots. We're super pleased. I'm really excited to move on to the next step.
We got this handy dandy crowbar. It's a 24-inch crowbar from Lowe's. This is what was helping us take up the floors today. We found that just about every board had the same bolt pattern in it, so if we knew where it was, it'd be easier for us to pry it up with. The first board was probably the hardest, but as we started moving, we would essentially get the crowbar under, we could hammer it under, lift up pieces of wood, and then that would pop through the bolts. After those were exposed, we came through with our angle grinder and ground down the screws into the bus. We also got another goodie at Lowe's. The angle grinder has become one of our best friends. As we're plying up the boards with our new crowbar, we're finding that the bolts are still up because they ripped through the wood. At that point, sometimes we can access them with a screw bit, or we can just cut them off with the angle grinder. So now that the flooring's up, we get to see what we're really working with here in the bus. As you can see, there's not much rust. We got really lucky. We do have a couple rust spots that are starting to show just on the surface. Nothing bad, nothing big. So the new toy we got is a stainless stringer wheel. It's not supposed to rust, and it should just polish up the floor real nicely. So we'll see how that goes.
Black rubber flooring that was over the plywood was extremely difficult. We initially started by hammering up the black rubber mat. I would use this crowbar, this small crowbar, and this hammer, and it was just coming up in small chunks. It was not rolling in big pieces. So we realized that was incredibly inefficient and was gonna physically wear us out. So what we ended up doing is, on the big plywood pieces of the floor, we found the seams in the wood. Then we removed the black rubber matting just enough to reveal the bolt heads, and we tried to remove with the power drill everything that we could. The bolts that were stripped and we were unable to get out, that's what we took the angle grinder to. Or we just took this giant crowbar, got it under the board, and then popped the boards up. But we tried to remove as many of the bolts as possible to make it less physically demanding. Thanks for watching our floor removal video. Please subscribe and follow our channel to help us get through this Skoolie build.
Question for you all. We are trying to minimize our subfloor so we have more headroom in the bus and maximize our insulation and warmth since we're going to be in sub-zero temperatures. What combination have you guys found that works the best? Materials, who supplies these? Let us know.
Yeah, we'd really appreciate any help, so leave your comments below. We'd appreciate it. Thanks again for watching. Bye.